movies.
down any time to talk movies.
Oh,
We're movie connoisseurs, if you will.
Yeah, most times if I'm working on an afternoon, evening, and like Sergio's here, like we usually have at least like a 15, like 20 minute just discussion on anything and everything.
We talk
movies.
shop, yep.
I love movies.
All the time. Okay, so I'm gonna hop on party line.
Oh shit, I guess I better get on that too.
Yeah, say once we get close, I might have you hop on party line, and I may switch over to the frame.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be real distracting if they want me to talk. And
you want to listen in on them, Paige?
Yeah.
All right, Sheldon, checking in on party line. Hello, hello, hello. Can y'all see our stream?
Get on here real quick. Where are you?
Calls for you, Dave or Kevin.
Okay, so yeah, if we can just sort that out beforehand, because what I'll probably do is I'll switch over to frame 3, because that way I don't have to hear myself feedback through to myself. So I may not necessarily hear everything that goes through party line. So just let me know what y'all are expecting ahead of time, and then I'll switch over to frame 3 for like the actual show, so I don't hear everything back through, and I can just hear what Dave says when he tosses to me.
This guy.
Gabe's got jokes.
A little bit.
Basically what I'll just need to know ahead of time is like for first look coming up, like is he taking just the video or am I going to talk over, and how long do I have? And then once we start the show, I'll just switch over to frame 3. Okay, cool. I'll stay on party line until then. Once I hear the show start, I'm going to switch over to frame 3 in the meantime. Okay, Gabe. Sounds good. All right, doing a mic check. Mic check. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello. Weather Atlas mic. Check, check, check. I was just acknowledging that I heard you, so 30 seconds for first look.
Straight man, I forget.
All right. And for those of you listening on the stream right now, that's just us talking shop here. We're getting ready for the Live at 5 show. We got Doppler Dave in studio. He's going to be tossing to us out here live because as you can see, we are out in the elements right now. We're driving south down I-27. You just saw us go through downtown Amarillo. Basically what we're doing right now is just kind of driving around, seeing what just generally happening outside, seeing what road conditions look like, if there's anything, maybe crazy going on. As you can see, we've had snow going for a couple hours now, very thick, heavy, wet snow. Looks like we're getting ready for a show, so if y'all hear me stop talking, that's going to be what we're doing. We're getting ready for that, but basically this is just y'all tag along with us on the stream. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll be getting to those just here as we ride along, but in the meantime, we're getting ready for Live at 5, so let's get ready for that.
Off the top?
I think so, yeah. He's going to toss to me. Well, Dave, right now we're heading south down I-27 just past the Washington Street exit behind us a little bit. As you can see, thankfully road conditions not really too hazardous right now, obviously very wet, but most well-traveled roads that we've seen so far are just generally wet. The road surface temperatures are warm enough that most of that snow is melting, obviously snow sticking into the grassy areas on the side of the road, but visibility, probably one of our main things that we're going to be dealing with here right now, so we're going to continue driving around, seeing what we can find around the region, and we'll check back in just a little bit later, but in the meantime, we'll send things back to y'all in the studio.
Did you say you wanted me on party line?
What's up?
Did you say you wanted me on party line whenever you're going?
If you want to, if you don't want to be, that's fine. But if you do, I do appreciate getting the standbys and stuff.
Yeah,
but
okay.
other than that, I just like switching to the frame so I can actually hear what
Okay,
Dave says
no,
to
that's
me.
fine. Like, I'll stand party line, give you the keys.
Cool. Yeah, because I actually like hearing what they say when they toss to me, so I can answer any questions
Right.
they ask. Or
I got you.
it's not just like, hey Sheldon, where are you at right now? And I'm like, oh hi Dave, I'm right here.
Something completely different.
Yeah, just completely, just not even remotely close. Let's see if we
And then,
can.
Paige, whenever you get tired of that headphone, you can just give it back whenever you're going.
Okay, nobody commenting just yet. That's okay. Okay. See that on there? It's kind of weird. Black line. Doesn't move with the wipers.
I wonder if that's...
It's those dang mosquitoes I'm hearing.
I wonder if it's a camera, but
Maybe.
no.
Yeah, there's something there. Those of you riding along with us on the stream right now, we just got done with our first hit for Live at 5. We'll be doing another one a little bit later on. But basically, purpose of the stream right now, I mean, we're not just full on doing a production in here or anything like that. We're just driving along, currently going south down I-27. We're passing Western Street right now, the overpass. Basically, just keeping an eye on road conditions for you. Maybe you're at home, you're deciding if you need to go out and do anything. This is kind of your way of seeing what's happening outside. We're going to be heading down towards Canyon here in a little bit. Just like I said, just kind of moving around right now, seeing what we can find out as snow has now been falling for probably a good 3 hours or so. Here in Amarillo, at least, we've been seeing rainfall around a lot of the or snowfall around a lot of the area so far. Keeping an eye on radar. Looks like kind of up around Stinnett and Borger, according to Doppler data right now, is that up around like kind of White Deer, Borger, Stinnett, and Morris, kind of a line along there is where the snow is kind of transitioning over to rain. So if any of y'all are watching from that area, if you're seeing anything different on the ground, definitely let us know in the comments. We definitely want to know about that. See, of course, Doppler radar can tell us lots of things, but nothing beats a good old-fashioned ground report. But seeing snow all the way down through Happy right now. Cactus, Dumas, we've been seeing lots of heavy snow around the text line area. That's where we're seeing that newly issued winter storm warning in the Dallam County area. They're up in the northwest corner of the Texas Panhandle. Doppler radar does suggest rain up in Guyman right now. Curious to hear what's happening up there. And then we're kind of keeping an eye out right now, looking at the Clovis radar. Looks like there might be kind of another wave kind of trying to pop up around Fort Sumner and everything. That's just to the west of Portales. That'll be kind of the next round that we hopefully watch to see if it kind of brings us a second wave of snow. If we don't get a second wave of snow out of that, we're probably going to be seeing probably somewhere in the ballpark of 1 to 2 inches of accumulation here in Amarillo. Of course, sticky wet snow is going to be refreezing overnight. If we get that second wave, maybe 3 to 4 inches if we're lucky. But like I said, that second wave is going to need to materialize first. Of course, if you're following along with us here on Facebook, watching our stream, don't forget, head to newschannel10.com or anywhere you can watch our broadcast. Like I said, Doppler Dave's going to be on here in a few minutes talking weather, giving you more of the specific details. Right now, mainly our job out here is kind of giving you a little bit of a just kind of a look at what's happening out here on the ground, while Dave is dealing with more of kind of the hard science of things here, at least as of right now. But we'll be driving around for a little while, so feel free to tag along. We're just kind of driving around south down I-27, about to pass Hollywood Road right now. This guy in his Jeep is invincible here. This guy in his Jeep is invincible here. He's ready to take off.
That's what all Jeep owners think.
Generally. Okay, so. What's that?
I should,
He
huh?
was opening a window.
He's in the back wiper there.
We're gonna air it out a little bit in here. Just open the back hatch real fast. You guys feel a little warm? Let's just open it up a little bit. So second band, that second band right now is moving over Umbarger. So we might be meeting this new band that's coming in right down in Canyon. In which case that might be one of those things where we kind of get off the interstate towards Canyon and just kind of park and let it kind of come over the top of us.
Okay.
Just get some nice heavy snow on camera. Reports already of 1 to 2 inches in the Dow part. Traffic slowing down.
What's on next?
Oh, yeah, lost connection. There's some comments. Alright, so we got Joe Silva here in the comments asking if it's slick yet. I don't know. Sergio, have you noticed anywhere it's gotten slick really too much yet?
Not too much. Not yet.
No, not too bad out there right now. So right now, just generally wet. Yeah, but of course, as temperatures drop, we keep piling snow up on top of it. It could definitely get slick. Are y'all coming to me in this hit? Okay, I'll be listening. Okay, going into main weather. What's up? A little bit right now. Yeah, we're heading south down I-27 towards Canyon. As you can see right now, our kind of primary thing we're having to deal with here is kind of limited visibility as we're getting a little bit of blowing snow. Not too bad, but enough that is causing some slight issues with visibility. Roadways haven't really been too slick yet. I think our road temperatures are simply just a little bit too warm. Most of it is melting, but you can see it kind of on the roadways there on the side and the medians and whatnot. Our the grass or the snow starting to pile up in the grass a little bit, but overall really nothing too extreme. But I do know that we are tracking another band that's trying to push its way this direction, which certainly could be, bringing in some heavier snow for sure. So right now we're just trying to get in position, see what we can find around the area. But so far, in terms of travel impacts, I-27 a little bit slower than it was, on a normal day, but generally limited visibility, but not really too slick yet, Dave.
So I'm gonna go through Canyon, or
Let's go through Canyon.
yeah. Ali says thanks.
What's up?
Ali says thanks.
Yeah, see people talking about Ruben here in the comments saying traffic looks smooth. Yeah, I'd say traffic is pretty smooth so far. I'd say if anything, it's just it's a bit slower. We're running about 55 right now, which obviously, we want to be safer, go probably a little bit slower because with the limited visibility right now, of course, things can just, pop out of nowhere sometimes. But like I said, thankfully roadways are just kind of wet right now. Looks like we're actually about to meet on the other side of the interstate here. Looks like we got some, road department trucks out and about. I know they're out spreading brine and putting things down to help them make the road a little bit grippier, so that's a good thing for sure. So we appreciate the work that they're doing. But so far, slick surfaces, not really too bad. What does it say our temperature out there? 33 degrees. So our actual temperature here at the ground is 33, which is actually, as you know, is above freezing. Even just a little bit is enough to really melt some snow. Obviously, it can stick in the grass, and it's falling heavy enough right now that it can fall quick enough that it doesn't matter if it is above freezing. It can still kind of pile up. But with the temperature as warm as it is at the ground, and of course, the ground temperature is going to just inherently be a little bit warmer. That's going to make it pretty hard for these roadways to kind of start piling up with snow. But what we're really going to keep an eye out here as we go throughout the next 12 to 24 hours here, especially as we go into the overnight period, is you're going to see refreezing, and that's what's going to make those slick surfaces. You're going to see black ice, things like that. That's going to be probably one of the primary threats we see, at least on most highways. If it's kind of up in the areas that are seeing heavier snow, you can definitely expect maybe some piling up on roadways. But so far, I-27 has been clear so far. So if you got any questions about the forecast or anything, Doppler Dave is talking about it on News Channel 10. Drop them in the comments there. We'd love to get to those and just kind of chat with you guys. Other than that, you're welcome to be a fly on the wall, or as I think we're going to say right now, a mosquito on the wall. I don't know if y'all can hear that high-pitched whine on the stream or not, but one of our cameras is just making this really high-pitched noise. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream. If you can, I apologize. If you can't, good. Then you're doing okay. Then you're doing better than we are here in the car. But overall, it's okay. We're doing good in here. The Weather Atlas has heated seats, so we're living good.
Where's that band you're talking about?
Looks like I'd say just keep going straight south through Canyon. Let's stay on, what's this, 85 that we're on? It's not, because that's 60 right there. Make sure I got the highway names right. 87, duh, I knew that. Yeah, I'd say just go straight through Canyon, because it looks like that heaviest bit of snow is just right there. I mean, that's the thing, is that this is definitely one of those situations. I mean, it is not our job here at News Channel 10 to tell you how to live your life, but with the limited visibility, blowing snow, things like that, I mean, unless you just really have to get out, I mean, I wouldn't really bother with going out. I mean, odds are you're going to have to sweep a lot of wet, thick, heavy snow off your car anyways. And, I mean, that's just not fun for anyone, right? But it's just one of those things. So far, conditions not too treacherous. It really could be a lot worse. As you can see, there's plenty of other people out and about right now. So it's not just really all that bad. Would definitely bundle up, because with that little bit of wind, it definitely makes it feel just a little bit colder than it really is. Like we're saying, the car right now is saying 34 degrees outside. But obviously, with get a 10, 15 to 20 mile an hour wind, that's going to make it feel like it's down in the low 20s, if not the high teens. So it makes it feel pretty chilly out there. But overall, I mean, it's just kind of a typical winter evening out here. Our first real thick, heavy snow of the season, that's for sure.
I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, I was trying to get
Okay,
that.
good.
I'm a little toasty. But, since it's on auto, give that a try and see.
A little cooler.
Yeah. Maybe if it's a little bit too hot, maybe it's what's steaming it up. I don't know.
It's always in these moments where I try to figure it out.
Do just the opposite thing of like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, I need to switch it to this, and then it just steams it up even worse. And if you don't want to turn the heat up or something, go for it. I'm not
Pretty bundled up.
I'm not an air conditioner heater dictator.
Oof, come on.
Shut it
Sorry,
down.
Sorry.
You're good. I said, thankfully it ain't slick.
Right.
So,
You did the model arm.
Yeah, I usually do, so I gotta protect my passengers.
I appreciate your protection, Sergio. Keeping me safe. So looking at Doppler right now, we've got a pretty substantial band right now on I-27 just north of Happy, which is kind of where we're headed right now. That probably looks to be a pretty heavy band of snow right there. Fritch border up around the Lake Meredith area, up towards Spearman, Pampa, Dumas, Cactus, all seeing, I'd say, some of the more substantial snow that anyone in the area is seeing right now. Unfortunately, and this is one where my parents down in Portales are going to be upset with me, but Roosevelt County, Portales looks completely clear right now, which I know they're not going to be a big fan of that. But that's what we call the dry slot, and this low pressure system like this is it's starting to pull in air from the southwest. Of course, when you bring in the air from the southeast, that's what got us all that fog this morning. It boosts our moisture, gets our moisture content way up there, and that's what allows for the fog. It allows for the snow, the rain, all that kind of stuff. But once we start pulling that air out of the southwest, that's generally warmer, drier air, and that's why we're kind of starting to see that empty space out there kind of around Roosevelt County right now. But like I said, we're kind of watching. Hopefully our radar will cooperate and give us a refresh picture. Maybe, maybe not. We'll wait on it for a second. It's showing possibly kind of right to the southwest of Portales, kind of down around the Elida area. Could be bringing in possibly a second round of some moisture, but it's really going to need to overcome any dry air that is already in the atmosphere. If it doesn't, we won't get anything out of it. If it does overcome it, hopefully that could lead to hopefully some more snow, maybe a little bit of rain for parts of the area. So there's a good question from Ruben right now, asking how we have cold south winds. Of course, north winds are typically colder. That is definitely true. So that one is when we're thinking kind of geographically. Of course, geographically, air that comes from the north is generally going to be colder. From the south is generally warmer. But we're in the center of this low pressure system, which is, centered directly over the top of us right now. Generally, is these low pressure systems have what we call kind of a cold core. And with the rotation of it, it's pulling a bunch of air up into it, and it's pulling air from every direction for one. And with that rising air too, you also just kind of get this general cooling that happens as well. So inside of what we call a cold core of this low pressure, that's what kind of allows for all this snow. So if you remember about a month ago when we got all that rain here in Amarillo and it snowed up towards kind of the northwest, that's closer to where the center of the low was. That's where you had some colder air. That's where you had a lot more of the snow. That cold core, obviously, like I said, you can get cold winds out of the south. You can get cold winds from just about any direction when you're in the center of that low pressure system like that. So good question, Ruben. Thanks for asking that about the cold winds coming from the south. You are technically correct. Typically, our cold winds come from the north, but with a low pressure system, those rules don't necessarily apply. But with the cold front coming from the north, that is definitely going to be colder air coming from the north. Where this one with the low pressure system, we're getting those strong cold winds from just about every single direction right now because you're getting this kind of counterclockwise rotation to the air in the atmosphere. So it's pulling it in from every direction possible, pulling it up into the center of it, cooling that air down as it does so.
Was that Ruben on the road?
That is Ruben Hernandez is who it is. Hopefully our Ruben on the road's doing some good work there in the...
Keeping safe on the road.
Yeah, being safe on the road and finding his next cool story there in the newsroom. That first band as it went through, it was...
We're gonna get it.
Watch it, you can see right as that bit passes Amarillo, you see kind of, watch it just kind of explode right there.
Yeah.
And it kind of right there around the radar site. because everything got close to the radar.
Just keep it going until it picks up.
So,
What'd you say?
Cynthia asking how much more snow is Amarillo going to get. I mean, obviously still some snow falling right now. I mean, this realistically could continue for maybe another couple of hours or so. Like I said, looking at radar right now, of course, if you don't already have it, get the First Alert weather app. That'll let you look at radar anytime you want. We're kind of seeing this pocket off towards the southwest where it does look like that snow is starting to go away. So that could mean that once the snow does stop here going into this evening, that might be the end of it. But if we start kind of get that second resurgence from the southwest, that could maybe bring in another inch or so. But going to be having, that's kind of a wait and see kind of one. Some models show it coming in, some don't. And so obviously when you have the models disagreeing, that leads us just generally to have kind of low confidence in that kind of outcome. We're going to get a little bit closer to Happy here in just a little bit. Then we may pull off the road here in a little while, kind of just take a look at what's happening because we're starting to get some really big, thick, wet flakes right now. That's some really heavy, wet snow. That's what we like to see. Once we do that, then we may stop up here in a little bit.
Chat about it a little.
Kind of chat about it, spin the top camera around a little, and then maybe start heading back towards Amarillo. Because once 6 o'clock rolls around, I mean,
Just got 2 hits.
probably just a couple hits, and then obviously sun going down, we're going to, driving on a dark highway towards Happy isn't going to give us too much to look at. But I'd say up here in a little bit, if you can find a safe place to pull off. Hey, is this Gabe on here? Direct paging, trying to reach Gabe. I want to just be chatting with him over party line about things.
What's that?
Say that again? Yeah, look at that. Now I was trying to get...
Yeah.
If you can find a good place to pull off up here, this is a good place to...
Let's go.
Say the highway up here. Can Dave see our stream in there? Yeah, so those of you watching on our online stream, as you can see right here, we're we're on... Okay, if y'all get a chance or have somebody ask Caleb if he can, or tell Dave he can just pull up on Facebook. Tell him we're getting snow sticking to the highway here on 87 just north of Happy. We're kind of under that secondary band right now. Just tell him to pull up the stream on Facebook. Yeah, Annalie asking, right now we're on a Highway 87. We're heading south. What we're going to do is we're going to stop right here because right now what you can see is obviously snow sticking to the highway, which is something we haven't really seen just a whole lot of yet. So we're going to switch to our top little tower cam here. So this is something we kind of haven't really seen much of yet, and this could lead to some slick conditions. So this is 87 towards Happy right now. As you can see, we're seeing some substantial sticking to the highways out here. Let's see, what is our... I forget what our wiper's at, 17? No, it is not. We don't have a 17. See a wiper on there anywhere?
Oh, no, that's wide.
Wait, right there, 36. Or no, it's defogger, 36. So it's 36 pre, right?
Yeah. 36.
Is it pre 36? I used to be much better at this.
This is my first time.
It's 37. I don't think it's set. It's
30.
Or is it 36?
35.
35.
Nothing.
Oh, there it is. There we go. Clutch. All right, there we go. So what we're seeing out there right now, as you can see, is snow sticking to the highway. This is going to be one of those situations.
Do pre?
Yeah, so you type the number and then press pre. And it should run for just a little bit, and then it'll stop.
I went ahead and stopped it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so what you can see right here, I mean, obviously, substantially looking like, it's sticking to the highway. This is probably one of the heavier snow bands that we're seeing that's actively ongoing right now. It's got some traffic going, obviously, but this is going to be one of those situations where it's not just the visibility that's going to be an issue. It's going to be, of course, the road conditions that can actually be a little bit treacherous.
I'm going to say, does it do it while you move it?
There we go. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, as you can see right there, our tire tracks in the road, I mean, those have already kind of started to cover up just a little bit. I'm going to tell you, Dave's going to want to take it for last look.
Minute 15 to close. We're just past Canyon.
Yeah, we're on 87 straight south of Canyon. We're just north of, or we're good ways north of Happy still, I suppose.
They're asking if they're going to take you for this last look.
Yeah. Dave just texted and said maybe video only for last look.
Yeah, this is what me and production do with Paige. They're talking to themselves in there.
Yeah.
Gabe found his keys though. So.
Yeah. He let us know.
Does this seatbelt work?
It should.
Huh.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
What about the middle one? If there is a middle one. Oh, but it... Yeah, I'm not sure.
This is pretty heavy out here.
Oh my god. Are you going out there?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Keep it on that. I'm gonna hop out real quick and see just how wet this stuff is. I mean, 'cause that thing's right at 32.
Oh, dang it. I'm going. It's pointing behind. I thought it was in front. How wet is it, Shell?
Is wet. So here's the thing. So those of you watching on stream right now, hopefully they're not too close to the last look. Or are they pretty close?
They're getting there.
Okay. What we're going to do real quick before we switch out to that, I'll switch to our inside camera. First, you get to see us. You got Paige, Sergio, and I in here. But this is one of those... 30 seconds. Okay. So if we get a lot of snow, this is great, possibly dangerous snowball fight kind of snow, because let me tell you, I just grabbed a little bit out of the grass. There's not even that much. I mean, and that thing is like, it's like a little... I mean, you feel that, Sergio?
Ice. That's an ice cube right there.
I mean, feel that thing. That thing is packed. I mean, it's dense.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, you can do some damage with the snowball. Yeah. Yeah.
Unless he wants it.
No, I was gonna just toss it out for you. But I mean, I'm talking prime snowball fight. Okay. Must take
Alright, standing by.
Go on video only.
Alright, we're clear.
Okay. Okay, so if we want to go find a spot to turn around. Okay, so those of you tagging along with us on the stream, they just had to take our shot for the news real quick. But that's why I had to switch away from my beautiful snowball there so quickly. But, I mean, this is very, very thick, heavy, wet snow. So that's the thing about it is, I mean, obviously, great snowman and great snowball fight kind of snow. No doubt about that for sure. But the thing about it is, as you can see, we're on Highway 87. We're about to turn back up towards the north, towards Canyon. But with all this sticking to the road here, it's already pretty wet. The road's trying to melt it down a little bit. But here's the thing, we're now about 15 minutes or so away from sundown. And of course, sun goes down, temperatures start to cool off. I mean, we're holding steady at 32 degrees right now. We dropped 1 degree even. And of course, and then we're going to have to deal with all of this kind of stuff freezing solid. With it being as wet as it is, I mean, this kind of stuff, if it freezes, it'll freeze solid. And if this freezes over, I mean, looking at the current state that it's in right now, it is going to be very, very, very slick. So that's going to be probably one of our primary concerns kind of going into the evening. Of course, any snow piling up on top of it is going to be just something that can add to it. With this kind of snow, as you can see, I grabbed some snow off the side of the road, packed it up really easy. And it was, nice and packed down. It was nice and slick. It was nice and hard. With this, any snow that piles up on top, you drive over the top of it, it's going to compact. It's not going to immediately melt. Once we get those temperatures down below freezing, that's when we're going to start to run into the issues of very slick surfaces. So your sidewalks, your driveways, of course, any roads that does pile up on, like I said, I know the road crews are out there, you're doing what they can to, spreading salt, spreading that gravel out, trying to keep these roads as grippy as possible, so we appreciate the work that they do. But as you can see, so this is 87. This is probably one of the first places we've seen where you can see tire tracks now in the snow on the highway. We weren't seeing this in Amarillo on I-27, but with this heavier band moving through, perhaps maybe we'll start to see more of that now. Looks like the heaviest bit of the band now is kind of passing over towards the Paladaro Canyon, Lake Tanglewood area. So if you're in kind of the Lake Tanglewood region, you can expect probably some of the heaviest snow that you've seen all day now kind of tracking its way your direction. Looks like still kind of that Panhandle, Allen Reed, Borgard, Stinnett kind of line is where it's maybe transitioning over snow. And once again, asking for anybody in the comments, if you're up in the Stinnett area, Borgard, wherever, drop in the comments. If you're seeing snow out there right now, we want to know that, because that, of course, we're seeing what we're seeing on Doppler, but that can only tell us so much. If you're seeing something different on the ground, we would love to know so we can give you the latest information on it. Kansas here asking where we're at. Right now we're on Highway 87. We're now heading north towards Canyon. So Highway 87 heading north towards Canyon. We're probably going to be heading back towards kind of the Amarillo Canyon area. Take a look at road conditions around there. I know we're planning to do some live shots for our News at 6 program coming up here in about 30 minutes. So we'll be planning to do that, as y'all saw earlier. You got Sergio Page and I here in the Weather Atlas here giving you guys live looks. We're out on the road, so you don't have to be, so you can see how things are looking before you even head out the door. That's what we're here for.
That could be a good little catchphrase for storm chasers. We're out here, so you don't have to.
I like it. Pretty good. I see we fixed our mirror housing too. We broke that off in Perryton.
Good old Perryton.
Golf ball sized hail that day. As we were getting closer to when we were trying to get back into town. When we had to park on the side of the road, we just cracked it right off.
Perryton, she's still holding strong.
Oh yeah. I'd say we really need to do like a thing this going into this year, kind of like, I don't necessarily have to wait until June to do like a, 1 year later.
A year recap.
But like go and like talk to people and talk about just like how the like rebuilding and recovery process has been. That would be a cool thing to do. So I guess we'll just have to wait till we get a little bit closer to the show. I can holler at Brady, see what he's wanting.
Everything's good with the stream. They haven't sent anything.
Nobody sent anything.
Digital.
That's the tricky thing about doing this stuff in the Atlas, especially like us. Like I have 3 or 4 people that'll be talking in my ear sometimes, and so it'll sound like I'm talking to myself a whole lot. But that's just part of it. Fun thing is, what was it? A couple years ago, so the Atlas was out of commission, and it was a day we had a little bit of snow, and we had like that minus 20 wind chill.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we want live shots. And so I was out doing live shots in it. And at first they were like, we want one every 10 minutes. Like, because in the morning show we have those 10-minute blocks. So like, we want one in every block. And we did one, and like, not really feasible to like reload the car and like unload it. Like, by the time you get in the car, you've got to get back out again. And Ruben was out with me, and it was so stinking cold outside. Like, the camera batteries were like dying. Like that. And so we're like, y'all get one every 30 minutes, and that's probably about as good as it gets, because these cameras, like, the cameras literally can't do it. And it was so cold that day. I think I had like a big pair of pants on with like thermal leggings and like small sweats on underneath.
You have that electric hand warmer?
Yeah.
Bro, I tried one of those during the holiday break.
Game changers.
So nice.
I brought mine with me just in case. It is the best. Yeah, that hand warmer, those are
vital.
way nice. Yeah. Hey, just letting you know, we turned around. We're kind of heading up towards Canyon and Amarillo now, 'cause I know we got a couple hits in the 6 here as the sun goes down. But I was wanting to get your thoughts on kind of what you think our next plans should be. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that getting south there on 87, we kind of went down towards that heavier band that just crossed over. And I mean, that's been the first place we've seen it substantially stick into the roadways a little bit. Yeah, I was seeing that too. Oh, here up, I was looking at reflectivity. That stuff there southwest of Clovis right there, you see that it's picking up 2 lightning strikes in it. We get ourselves some thunder snow going. That sounds good. Copy that. Okay, sounds good. All right, sounds good. Talk to you later. Yep, bye-bye.
What's the word?
All right, yeah, so just keep doing what we're doing.
Okay.
Just basically find good things to get video of. We're good to head up towards Amarillo. They liked our shots. They took our shot there at the end of the show. Those of you listening on stream, yes, you did hear us use the term thunder snow. That is an actual real term. But right now, not in Amarillo. What we're seeing is southwest of Roosevelt County. That's one thing here in this area. In the weather atlas, we don't have the exact best means of showing you. But right now, looking at Doppler radar, there's just this new little, just kind of clump of rain that's kind of picking up just southwest of Elida, kind of right there along Roswell, Dexter, up towards Elida and Dora. Looks to be just rain right now. It hasn't quite gotten into that colder area because, of course, it's warmer off towards the south right now. But as that gets pulled up this direction, maybe it transitions over to snow. We're going to have to watch it very carefully. That's one right now. That's if we want to get more snow here in Amarillo, that's what everything kind of hinges on. If it can overcome the dry air that it has to kind of trek through before it gets here. But Doppler radar, which can, and then of course, with programs like Radar Scope that we use, can pick up lightning strikes and detect lightning. And it has detected 2 lightning strikes in that storm. So if it does transition over to snow, we may get ourselves some thunder snow, which is pretty rare. Doesn't really happen all that often, but if it does, it's really cool. And you're going to see weather nerds like me talk about it a whole lot. Yeah, I can see right there, that's the problem right there, is you see that whole pocket where there's just nothing there. It has to make it through all of that still. But roadway's pretty wet. Chandra here asking if we're going to have the weather atlas out in the morning. Yes, I think members of our morning production team are going to have the weather atlas out. So definitely we'll keep an eye out for that because Tanner will be on the early show tomorrow morning. And then we'll have crews out with the weather atlas. I personally will not be in it, but somebody will be out in it giving you a live look at road conditions around, especially the Amarillo metro area. So somebody will be out in it giving you a live look at road conditions for your Friday morning. So you can expect that. So tune into the early show. Can't say for sure whether or not they're going to have it up on Facebook Live right here or not. They might, but I can't say for sure right now whether they will or not. But they definitely will have it on the broadcast. So tune into the early show tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. when it starts. I believe they'll be having live shots about as often as they can for that. So keep an eye out for that. Mona here talking about snow in the Claude area. Glad to hear that. That's a good thing about this system is nobody's really missing out on it. Now, there's going to be places that, of course, see a little bit less. Maybe it fired up around kind of the Clovis-Portalis area and it's since moved on. Not really seeing much happening there right now. But if that second wave does fire up, they'll get some more down that way. But so far, a lot of the area has seen moisture in at least some form. So that's what we like to see. Still looking, of course, Childress, Plainview, Allen Reed area, Pampa, still look to be more in the rain than anything else. Snow up around Dumas, Dalhart, Adrian, Vega. Kind of out, starting to clear a little bit towards Hereford, but maybe still some flurries falling off that direction. But heavier snow bands currently tracking their way kind of northeast right now across much of the region with border looks to be next in line for, looks like what I would say is a heavier band of snow. Maybe it's transitioning over to rain a little bit. Like I said, going to need to hear some ground reports from up in Borger to see exactly what's happening down there. If I was a smart man, I would have taken pictures of the road out there while I was out there, but I completely forgot.
You got a snowball.
Did get a snowball. Got it on the stream.
What's going on here?
Car's been there for a couple of days.
Dang, trying.
Feel bad for him with
Car's
the
just
trunk
gonna-
open.
Yeah, I was about to say it's gonna get snowed in.
It's gonna be a little wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been there for a couple days, you said.
Yeah.
Dang.
Saw we were coming back from Canyon last night. I want to say it was there on Sunday, I think.
So what do you think for the hits, the live hits? You wanna
Um,
drive in town or highways, loop?
I'd say maybe kind of hit some of those kind of main streets like your Western Bell, kind of those ones in between I-40 and I-27, just kind of show what driving around in town is like.
So weather question.
Yes.
Why in Canyon was the snow not sticking to the roads when 10 minutes north or south of that it was? What's
So
the difference between that 10 minutes?
I'll show you. So with here, so with these, what we call, you'll hear us refer to like bands of snow. Is kind of where you get the heavier bits of snow.
Yeah.
So you're going to look for like the yellow and the darker greens.
Okay.
As it passed over, well, if it'll let me grab it. There you go. See that right there?
Yeah.
So right there, there's just this really heavy pocket of snow. And that's about where we were at earlier. And so, because that thing is with the temperatures as warm as they're at right now,
Yeah.
you need a really heavy snow for it to start to overcome the warmer ground surfaces.
Got it.
And so, with that heavy of a band of snow, that can quickly overcome. Even if the road's warm enough, that snow can pack up
Got it.
faster than the road can melt it off. So here right now it's well traveled enough and we're just kind of warm enough and the snow's not heavy enough
Okay.
that it's still just kind of wet.
Not yet.
But now that the sun's going down, obviously the sun wasn't heating us that much, but
Yeah.
we were on the verge of freezing and now we're at freezing. Just a few degrees cooler, it's not gonna
Yeah.
have that melting quite as strong.
Got it.
Yeah. Because like you'll see, I mean, it obviously can't tell looking out here, but like you see things like that, all that stuff up there, but then, there just is kind of light snow.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not quite as impressive, so does that make sense?
No, it does.
Okay.
I was just like, it was literally a matter of 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, not even 10 minutes, and you just go from one to the next, and like, yeah, the road was white, and we were leaving tire tracks, and here it just looks like it rained on it, you
Yeah.
know?
Good question, Paige.
Good question.
By the way, I just, I don't know who this is. I just found it in there. I needed a mug to get coffee.
Oh,
Found it
nice.
At the station.
I just saw the MU at first, I was like, I better not say EMU, Sergio. No excuses for that.
You're right.
When you gotta have coffee, you gotta have coffee. Alright, Ruben here asking, can it still rain under 32 degrees? Absolutely. So, basically what happens, of course, you're going to hear us say things on our weather team about what we call temperature profile, and that's basically how the temperature changes as you move up in the atmosphere. So, while down at the surface, I mean, very rarely, especially in situations like this, is it warmer higher up in the atmosphere, but you may have little sections of the atmosphere where it is a little bit warmer. And if snow is falling and then the air becomes a little bit warmer than freezing, it will melt. And obviously, once it melts into a water droplet, it can actually reform back into a snowflake. So if it melts at any point in the process of falling from the cloud to the ground, it could fall as rain, could fall as what we call, of course, sleet or grapple. You'll hear about that sometimes, but what we'll see then is if it's 32 or below at the ground level and the snow is melted higher up in the atmosphere, that's where we get freezing rain, where it's going to fall as water droplets, but once it comes in contact with the ground, it's going to start to freeze, and then you start to get those ice layers on everything. So technically, yes, it can rain if it is below 32 degrees, but it really depends on if the temperature got warmer than 32 higher up in the atmosphere, and then of course you're going to see probably more freezing rain than anything else once it actually does reach the ground. Good question though, Ruben. Thanks for sending that in. Shane here saying an active start to the weather for 2024. Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a great way to ring in 2024. You'll hear us talking a lot about El Nino and La Nina. Right now we are in an El Nino pattern, which this is kind of, I mean, this is about a typical El Nino pattern where we're seeing this low pressure come through off the coast of California, brings us weather like this. We're probably going to see another one on Monday. So while an El Nino doesn't necessarily promise that we're going to see more rain, things like that, it just basically guarantees that the pattern is going to be more active. And so finally we're starting to find ourselves in these more kind of favorable setups where these low pressures come in and they bring in this moisture. So you got this one today. It's going to be very similar on Monday. There are going to be little things about it that are different, but for the most part, this is kind of a typical El Nino type start to our winter, which we'd love to see that. That could mean this is hopefully setting us up for a pretty wet winter. We'll have to see how it goes. Yeah, I'd avoid the loop with the construction personally. That'll probably get kind of sketchy. Let's go up Bell. See what Bell looks like. Maybe we go up and down 45th a little bit.
Yeah.
When we get a little bit closer, I'll hop in on Unity. As always, keep those questions, keep those comments coming. We love to see it. As you can see, the snow certainly hitting Amarillo, bullseye. Love that. See a little bit sticking some parking lots. Maybe we might be, once we get going slower here up Bell Street, I might switch to our roof camera, kind of spin it around a little bit, see what parking lots look like. But right now, especially here in town, what we're seeing predominantly is snow sticking to cars, grass, things like that. Most road surfaces, as you can see, are just kind of wet. But refreezing is going to be kind of what we shift our focus to now. Obviously, more snow is going to create more issues as well, but could be some refreezing that makes surfaces pretty slick and deceivingly slick, because if it's just wet like this and it freezes, that's where you get kind of black ice. It looks like it's okay, but it may not be. Cynthia saying maybe a skating rink in the morning. Absolutely a possibility. I wouldn't discount that fact for sure. So tread lightly as you head out the door in the morning. Spread some salt tonight if you got any. Little known fact, urea fertilizer is a good alternative to salt. It doesn't cause rust spots or anything.
That is a fun fact for sure.
Fun fact right there. I know not too many people have.
No,
What's your source? I got my sources. But not too many people have urea fertilizer just on hand, typically.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, I don't either. But for our farmers out there, I suppose, get you a bucket of urea, and that'll do the job. And when it melts off and runs into the grass, it will fertilize your grass.
Genius.
Look at that, win-win. Also, just another kind of call to action in our comment section. Even if you don't have questions about the forecast, I want to hear reports from around the area. I want to hear what y'all are seeing on the ground. Like I said, we have Doppler radar, which is saying obviously snow where we're at, clearly. There's our ground report, but, Pampa, Miami, Canadian, Spearman, places like up around Stinnett and Skellytown. If you're up in that area, we want to know what you're seeing on the ground, because radar is telling us it's rain, but it very easily could be snow. Doppler radar can sometimes handle it well, sometimes not so much, and nothing beats a ground report. So whatever you're seeing on the ground, let us know in the comments. We want to see that as well. Are you about to say something? So heading up Bell Street right now. We're just going to kind of Obviously, we're not going to be making house calls to anyone, but if you have any main roads you want us to look at, drop that in the comments as well. Maybe we'll take requests and see what people want to see around town.
Perhaps.
Or we're not going to come to your doorstep and tell you exactly what your whole neighborhood looks like, but we'll give you as comprehensive a picture as we can. I'll go ahead and switch to our top camera here. I think we're going slow enough now. Get our wiper going. All right, so let's see what there is to see. I've also had times before if it gets cold enough, this thing will freeze in one spot.
The wiper?
Yeah, or the camera.
Oh, okay. Pick a good spot.
Yeah, pick a good spot. Hopefully be happy with it. But obviously, roadway's just kind of damp right now. Sergio, has it been slick at any point yet?
Not too bad, no.
Not too bad. Okay,
Just
so there we
wet.
go. So Sergio, our driver, keeping us safe, saying not too slick right now.
But I believe it has picked up.
It does look a little bit heavier. The snow's really coming down pretty thick. As you can see, cars passing us by. A lot of cars if they've been sitting outside for a couple hours. Also, you can see right here, this is kind of fun. You can see where this tree is kind of shielding the grass from that snow from sticking. The snow kind of coming in at an angle. Obviously, still got some green grass right there, but you can see exactly where the snow has and hasn't gotten to there. No real scientific reason other than there's a tree in the way. We'll kind of keep an eye on parking lots. Like I said, streets, just wet right now. Thankfully not too slick. Your grassy areas. Parking lots, you may start to see some stick because they're just not quite as well traveled. So with cars running over, it may not be melting quite as quickly. But grass at this apartment complex here. Sidewalks may be a little bit snowy. Bugs. Snow cones in the snow.
Indeed.
If we take our own snow in, do we get a discount? I'll point things over towards John Stiff Park over here. You can see the snow falling in the lights.
Yeah, that was
Let's see if I can get a shot of that.
That was a cool shot.
So there's softball parks. There. I mean, you can even see right here, just looking at the park, looking at your sidewalk there. Grass is pretty well, covered, of course, but the sidewalk's not too bad. The sidewalks look like they're staying clear because, of course, they hold their heat just a little bit better than the grass does, so obviously not too treacherous. Road signs, things like that. Obviously, any cars that have been parked for a while, you're probably going to have to sweep your windshield off a little bit as you try to head out the door.
copy.
We're getting close to the show.
Kevin's going to take us in the top of the show.
Okay.
In about 5 minutes.
Okay. He's going on audio. Or I guess I can ask him that myself, I suppose. Let's see here. Does Kevin want us to talk in that hit? Let's go down 45th if you can. Okay. Okay, sounds perfect. Oh, no, no worries. Can we go down? Yeah, go down that way. Okay, we're gonna go down 45th here.
Indeed.
Yeah, we got you.
The first time I sat in on Brady producing, he scared the crap out of me.
Brady scares everyone.
He scared me. I was like,
Oh, I didn't say that on the stream.
Didn't hear it from me. So here's 45th, going east right now, heading towards Western Street. Maybe we try to plan to go north up Western. Very heavy wet flakes, which is good for the ground. Lots of moisture going in. And it's not too windblown either, so maybe not too drifty.
I'm going to do a mic check.
Mic check, Sheldon. Hello, hello, hello. Weather Atlas check. Weather Atlas mic check. Check, check. Hello, hello. Oh, sorry. Mic check, 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 check. Hello, hello, hello. Weather Atlas mic check. Weather Atlas mic check. Check, check, check.
That camera's so solid.
It's-
Like, those are good shots.
It's real good stuff. It's a good idea from a viewer. We've got Emily Olson here asking how things are out near the airport. So maybe go up Western, go up, hit I-40 and head east. Some little bit of low visibility, not terrible. Obviously, it's dark, so you're going to want your headlights anyways, so. Not one of those daytime, should you use your headlights, should you not? I'd say go ahead and use them.
Fog lights if you have them.
Absolutely. All right, like I said, any questions, comments, whatever you're seeing on the ground, let us know. We want to know what you guys are seeing on the ground. So we're going to give you looks around Amarillo. We're getting ready. You got about 4 minutes until the news at 6 starts, so you're going to hear us kind of change things up a little bit. As we got Kevin Selly in studio now. He's going to be tossing to me here in a little bit. If you're not near TV right now, you can also go to newschannel10.com/live, and you can watch our broadcast live there, which you'll see me pop up during Kevin's weather. In the meantime, you can hang with us here on Facebook, our social media channels. We're going to keep this train rolling here at least for a little while. And roadway's wet, but this snow's coming just about nearly straight down, so it shouldn't be drifting too bad. That's the good news, so it's going to be nice even across the ground. What's our temperature right now? 32?
32 still.
Right on the nose.
In the 30.
Good shot of how much snow is falling. You can kind of capture it there.
It zooms in, right?
Yeah, you turn it that way. The zoom on this camera is unbelievable. So right now, 45th, we're about to turn up, go north, up western. Give you guys a look at what western looks like. Go, taking the turn. Oh yeah, smooth. Bushes there, and getting a nice coating of snow on them. Like I said, this is one of those things where it's going to be a heavy wet snow. I know I sound like a broken record talking about that, but it's just kind of worth repeating. Is it's one of those things of stuck to your car, whatever it's stuck to, overnight it's going to refreeze and it's going to be solid in the morning. So if you want to save yourself a little trouble if the snow does stop tonight, or if you have means of blocking off your windshield. Okay, we're getting ready for the show, so I'm going to get ready for that.
Standing by. It's 36, yeah. Here we go.
Turn on to about I-41, get there.
Said stand by, I haven't heard anything.
Well, Kevin, we've made our way up into Amarillo now, but you are right. When we were down there near Canyon, kind of on Highway 87 there, just south of Canyon, we were seeing snow stick to the roads. Right now, we're moving north up Western Street here in Amarillo. Thankfully, here in town, we haven't really seen the snow sticking to the road really at all. We're seeing it stick in parking lots, of course, grassy areas. Roadways aren't really too slick. Everything is just kind of damp right now. Really probably one of the biggest impacts we're seeing, at least driving around the city of Amarillo itself. Maybe a little bit of some visibility issues, but we're keeping an eye out on roadway conditions. Like I said, thankfully nothing really too slick, but I know as you're going to probably talk about here in a little bit, refreezing going to be something we're going to be watching for, as all these surfaces are now nice and wet. Kevin, I'll send it back to you. Okay, those of you tagging along with us, we just wrapped up our first hit for the news at 6. They're probably going to be coming back a little bit later on. Visit with Kevin again. But in the meantime, keep hanging out with us. Like I said, we're making our way up Western Street right now. We're about to be pulling on to I-40 here in a second, heading off towards the east. Don't think we are. I don't know for sure. I just double check with Dave. Did they mention anything about that? I would assume not, but I would figure probably once we're done with 6, we'll probably be done. That's gonna be my guess, but I did just double check with Dave to see. But he's thinking we should. I guess once the 6 is over, we'll probably just.
So we're just gonna hit in the first weather hit, or
once we hit break, I'm gonna ask, double check with him to see what Kevin wants. Like I said, when I left the studio, all Brady gave me was at least in the first look.
So by the second it should be too dark.
That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna be so dark. Because like I said, in the morning it'll be different because it's had a night to settle and everything like that. Like while it's as falling, it's not going to look terribly different unless we just get swallowed by something.
And that Jeep looks ready.
Yeah, homeboys got places to go.
Do you want to head out towards the airport?
Yeah, let's do it. Got an ambulance out.
Don't think about it, buddy.
Oh, don't do it. Not the place. Of snow stuck to the camera lens. There it goes. Good job, wind. That West Texas wind's good for something. That's another thing you have to deal with here on the interstate is you got the snowfall as it is, but now that the roads are nice and wet, you got spray coming off all these trucks and cars and everything.
Extra wet.
Extra wet. Nothing so far.
Oh, they're still in the A block.
What's up?
They're still in the A block.
Yeah.
They're in rank, so.
Let's head up towards the airport.
Give it a gander.
Once we hit break, I'll double check with what they want. Party people on the party line. What does Kevin want, if any, shots here for the rest of the show? We're currently heading towards the airport, but we're open to relocate or just see what he wants to do.
I heard you, so. I said I heard you, so. They should have been able to hear.
No live shots? Will he want one later in the show? Yes, possible. Okay. So nothing in this hit. Possible in the next one.
So we gotta get it around a well-lit area.
I guess so, yes. Let's go check out the airport since we got time. We had somebody in the Facebook comments request it. We'll go check that out and then I guess circle back around like downtown or something. Get it. We'll go for more for picturesque shots. Go get something pretty downtown. But I'd say after we're done with live shots for the 6 o'clock show, we'll go ahead and
Back it up.
back it up. Okay, so Emily Olson, hopefully you're still watching. We're heading out to the airport right now. We'll give a look, see what's happening out this direction. Then we're going to circle back around downtown. And that, we're going to keep going here for a little bit. We got one more live shot we're going to do in the news at 6, so help Kevin out with that. We're going to see what the airport looks like.
Is it a little less over here? A little
Kind
lighter?
of does seem a little lighter. Let's
Yeah.
see what we're dealing with. So we have kind of a little bit of a lull. I'm not saying it's hard, especially with snow, because we've literally had times before where with these snow clouds that form up really low in the atmosphere. Like literally, the radar cannot see them. And it's like it'll be snowing and the radar will be clear.
I see.
It's kind of crazy, but it's showing some stuff kind of maybe getting close, but I say right there, you're not even seeing a ton of snow sticking to the bridges are starting to get a little. Bridge is getting slushy. See, look at this right here. See how the roadways, it's clear, but the turning lane, it's starting to stick.
Ain't nobody going in the turning lanes?
Yeah, we're starting to see where. So yeah, so those of you tagging along in the stream, you can actually see that right there. See how the tire tracks are clear. They're just kind of wet. But your turning lane and in between the tire tracks, we're seeing snow stick to the ground. So we're starting to see more of that happen now, where we're seeing snow actually stick into the roadways, which is not exactly just concerning by any means, but it's something worth noting. Is that the snow starting to collect, and of course that's stuff that can compact and get a little slick. And as you saw earlier, if you were tagging along, you heard us talking about it up on the overpass, seeing snow collect there where that ground is just a little bit colder. So roadways, maybe a little bit more slick out here because we're just seeing more stick to the roadways. Less traveled roads is going to be where you're seeing those. Where the cars are going to be regularly driving, it's going to keep it melted off a little bit better. You're going to need to see a lot of snow before you start to see that packing really start to happen. If anybody's flying in here in the next couple days, their car's going to be covered. What's that?
Said they're about the same conditions here as in town.
Yeah, so we're good to turn around.
It's not too.
Those are about six.
Two more blocks and then I'm in.
I think so, yeah.
Mosquito is pretty.
That's pretty bad. It's up there.
Nothing. I just keep losing connection. God dang it. You can hear him?
I'm not on. I switched off for 20 minutes.
I'll keep it off for a little.
Yeah. It's a little bit closer. I do have frame 3 on, so I'm hearing the broadcast.
Okay.
So Heading back to I-40. I think we're going to make a trek towards downtown here for our next News at 6 hit.
Our good buddy Gabe used to work at this Buffalo Wild Wings here.
Oh, really?
Indeed.
Nice. Never been to that particular one. What's up?
I was just asking if that was Lakeside.
Yeah.
Nothing new on the radar.
No, radars. Gotta get these little bands that passed over Canyon earlier. Some stuff pop up on Portales, but that's hours away. Heaviest stuff's
Should have sent us sooner.
and say heaviest stuff down that way, and then north of us. So, seeing about what there is to see right now.
spot for that.
What?
What you got for the food drive?
What about?
I said to
Over
check the little.
It's just chilling in my garage right now. It's just, yeah.
What was it off of?
Off of a dirt.
A dirt.
Yeah,
derby
a
car?
dirt race car.
Oh.
Yeah, like what they do at like Route 66 Speedway. It's a guy who races out there. He gave me a big ol'. What's up, Gabe? We figured we'd head downtown, see what we could find there, unless he has someplace he'd like us to head. Yeah, so we figured we'd go downtown where there's plenty of lights and just kind of get something that looks cool, if that's what he wants. But yeah, if he doesn't want anything, if he's not going to want anything, we'll just head back. But I figured we'd just try to get something that looks neat at downtown Amarillo. Cool. Yeah, we'll head downtown, set up, find something that looks good. But no, yeah, South one's like dirt race cars, but I mean, it's like the size of a door. It's huge. Yeah. It like barely fit in the back of my pickup. And so,
I can't wait to see where you put it. Like the fish.
It's one of those things. Like whenever whenever we buy a house one of these days, you're gonna need like a man cave or a game room or something. Just have like an area to like have like sports stuff and everything like that, and just right on the wall. Because it does look pretty cool. It's pretty cool looking, but it's just so big. Like, I don't even know if I have a wall in my house right now. Like, we're just renting we're renting this little house. It's pretty small. I mean, it works. It's a good house. It's just very small. I don't know if we actually have a legitimate wall that's big enough to put that thing on. That doesn't already have something on it. My guy brought it to me. I was like, God, what is this? Where did this come from?
Where are we putting this?
Yeah. It was cool, though. It's awesome. I feel bad that it's just chilling in my garage, but I was like, it's where it's gonna have to be. Race used and everything. I'm trying to think. What do y'all think of spots downtown?
I'm hoping, you know where that big heart is?
Yeah.
I hope that's a good little shot.
That could be cool. Yeah. We can get safely off the road, but still get a cool shot.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hodgetown?
Yeah, if Hodgetown's lit up. I was thinking if they have the little lights on, I don't know if they always have the lights on Polk Street that are like strung across the street.
Oh, you're right. That would be dope.
That could be kind of cool. I don't know if those are always on or not, but if they are, that'd be kind of neat. Like I said, right now it's just if any like unused places of the road, it's starting to stick.
Yeah.
Got Brianna here in the comments asking if there's any snow chances next week. Yeah, right now actually we're looking at Monday of next week. Very similar kind of system. Maybe not quite as aggressive as this one in terms of just general snow totals. It might be more of a kind of a blowing snow type event. So that'll be kind of what we keep an eye on with it. Still kind of nailing down the details of it and everything, but looks to be maybe kind of some wind-driven snow possible there on this coming Monday, which I know, of course, is a big day with, the kiddos going back to school and everything. So after this system moves out, we're going to shift our focus to that. So right now, looking at Monday for maybe some snow chances next week. We're currently heading downtown Amarillo. We're going to try to be getting set up for a live shot coming up at 6. Try to find something that looks cool, looks good for TV, show some snow, show what the road conditions look like, a little bit of everything. See what we can get with that. I don't know if this is weather teaser going into or not. Oh no, are you on party line or anything right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're... Hodgetown's not bad.
Could be better.
Gabe's getting hold of me. Yes, sir, what's up?
Christmas tree's not lit up, that would have been cool.
Right. Okay, so less of what we're okay, so a little bit less of what we're actually seeing outside, more about like kind of the threats on roadways and things like that. More like of like just me in the car. Okay, I'm good, and I mean honestly, we can work with it to where I got some slushy roads right here.
conditions that they're wanting.
Possibly kind of the threat of refreezing and stuff overnight. Yeah, that works for me. We'll find a spot where maybe the roads look a little slushy and we can talk about so he wants to talk about the refreezing overnight and everything. Yeah, let's do that. Are they going in, or is weather our next block? Cool, yeah, it's planned to do that. So, still kind of doing what we're doing. Okay, sounds good. Let's go up Polk and see what it is. Find something that looks cool. Because that's things we can show where the roads are a little bit slushy like that. Yeah, so it's going to just go that way. Yeah, this is Polkra.
Sorry, the snow's covering the sign.
And you guys say the snow's covering the sign. It's not making it easy. You're good. Oh yeah, that'll look cool.
Yeah.
Get up there right in those lights.
Alright, that camera look cool on it. Or cooler.
Oh yeah, that'll look good once we get in the light. Let's pull up underneath it there.
Should I do what that car's doing? I see them do that all the time.
Just pull in the middle turner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, straight to us off the open, tossing to Kevin. Okay. Yeah. 2 minutes out. Okay. So letting y'all know I am going to start with the inside camera.
Okay.
And then immediately switch. Maybe.
I've always wanted to be one of those people. Just park here.
No, you get to be that people. Oh no, that's well lit enough for sure. Okay, yeah, so we'll start right here and then we'll switch to roof cam. That looks good. Okay, okay, that looks real good. So I'm gonna start
With us?
with
Oh,
us right
dang,
there.
that one
Yeah,
looks cool too. The other one.
I see both of them. Yeah, good.
Oh, it's because the buttons, huh?
Yeah, the buttons are reflecting
Oh,
off the
okay.
yeah.
Almost
Little
looks
false
like
effect.
Tokyo or something.
Okay, it's 30 seconds coming out to us on this camera then. Yep. Okay, switching over off of party line.
Standing by. In the open.
Well, we're starting out with me, meteorologist Shelden Breshears. We've been out live in the Weather Atlas all evening long talking about what we're seeing on road conditions. So right now we're downtown Amarillo. Got this beautiful shot right now, seeing some steady snowfall still here around the area. Some places, most well-traveled roads have stayed relatively clear. They're just kind of wet. But if it's roads that maybe aren't quite as well-traveled, or if you're in some areas that have seen some of those heavier bands of snow come through, we have seen snow sticking to roadways. Thankfully, nothing is really too icy yet. But really right now, one of the big things we're going to be watching for here as we go throughout this evening and into tonight is going to be the threat of refreezing, because obviously all these surfaces are damp. If there's areas that already have snow on them, of course, the sun is now down. Temperatures are going to be cooling gradually, very gradually, here as we go on into this evening, thanks to those cloudier skies. But here's the thing. As we drop down below 32 degrees, these surfaces are going to be refreezing, and that could cause some very slick conditions, especially going into your Friday morning. So that's going to probably be one of the primary threats, especially here in the Amarillo area. Going into tomorrow will be some slick surfaces, and really around many parts of the region. So definitely want to take it slow. Sidewalks, roadways, driveways, things like that. If you can spread some salt on your sidewalk and maybe your front porches, things like that, you're certainly going to want to. But as of right now, downtown Amarillo, we're seeing just nice, steady, slow downfall of snowfall, rather, as you can see right here. Slightly damp roadways, but other than that, things are pretty nice and chilly out here, but so far, not too slick. Kevin, I'll send it over to you in the studio.
Clear.
I'm going to take a picture of this real quick. Like how I said downfall instead of snowfall. What's that even mean?
Got a good shot.
I think so. Kind of see the snow in it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You can kind of do the live photos and it'll...
That's sick.
Alright, so let me see here. Okay, so I guess we can...
Head back. Yeah, Caleb just told me to let digital know when we're
Okay, I'll let them
gonna
know.
end it and stuff. Alright, I think that's all we're gonna need, Shell, as far as the headphones go.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. Thanks. I think, at least.
Okay, so message Kristen, told her. Okay, so as you can see, got a beautiful shot. I really think this is a good spot to end on, but I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up our Facebook Live coverage here. Obviously, sun going down. Still seeing some steady snowfall here. Kevin Selly is on live right now on News Channel 10 talking about the latest on the forecast. And with us, having First Alert mode activated here at News Channel 10, you can, of course, keep up with us on the First Alert weather app. You've got here on social media channels, of course, newschannel10.com, and our broadcast shows as well. Always going to have the latest on what you need to know here as we head on throughout the rest of this First Alert weather event. Going to see the bulk of the snow move through tonight, and then maybe see some clearing by tomorrow afternoon. But I think that's generally going to kind of do it here. We're going to sign off here on our Facebook Live, finish things up. We'll send things back over to our digital team. They'll kind of end our stream here. On that, y'all have a great rest of your Thursday evening and stay warm out there.